Hello everybody. In this episode we'll do Bwork Dungeon, which is actually opened with the striped Trenchment key, which might be kind of confusing to those who don't know how to get in until they reach the gate. So basically you need to get to the wild estate and you will find the dungeon on your minimap. Okay, so a few basic things which you should know before you try to kill the monsters inside. So first of all, there is one special monster here. It's called Bwork Bomber. These guys are pretty much most powerful creature in the entire dungeon, and this actually includes the boss, because they have like powerful AoE and they can hit several times per turn, and depending on the amount of totems which are located on the map, they can also buff their allies. We'll get to the totems in a minute, but these guys are like really powerful, and therefore like every single room in this dungeon is very dangerous for the groups which are like level 60 to 65 or even 60 to 70. So even though this dungeon like says that it's recommended for level 60, I would say that to do it safely without like specific party comp, you'll need level 70 at least. Maybe 65 if you like have very good coordination and you have like a Sakria or someone who can log the boss. But other than that, I would say that it's really difficult to do this dungeon on its recommended level. So other monsters here aren't really too difficult. It's worth to remember that there are like totems in this dungeon which can be both activated by the monsters and which provide the monsters with the passive bonuses. So it's kind of important. I'll get to them once we are in the fight, but it's kind of important to kill the appropriate ones. And some of them can basically live because they don't hurt anyone at all. Another side note, monsters in this dungeon have very high resistance to earth, which is kind of unfortunate for me again, because my party is like two main damage dealers, and the Kaflip and the Iop are actually earth. Well, Iop is earth/earth, so it's kind of not that much of an issue, but yeah, regardless, it was like a real nightmare for me when I got here at level 60. It took me like ages to kill those monsters. I barely managed to kill the boss, and yeah, that's it. So I actually took a longer break. I came back at level 65. It was a bit easier then, and now I'm coming back at level 72 to 74 on my characters, and well, we'll just see how it goes. It might be still kind of hard-ish, but well, we'll just see how the things evolve. I also want to mention that I did some changes regarding the equipment on my characters. Well, actually on one character. So here's the fake. I finally managed to buy the Imperial Dweller cloak. So here it is. I have full Imperial Dweller set, and like the bonuses provided by these items are damn significant. So this is 275 fire damage bonus, which is like awesome, which is like outstanding for the fake, especially that previously she had like 190%, and 190 damage bonus to water, which is kind of nice as well. I was aiming at a bit higher values, to be honest, but since I got this, well, I'm not gonna complain, right? So well, let's get into the fray. Okay, so what I'm gonna show you guys is room 1 for the mechanics and the boss room for the boss fight. It's also worth mentioning that it's actually kind of worth to do the challenges in this dungeon, because well, they do provide a load of XP, so it's like worth taking in consideration. Another thing I'd like to mention is that it's kind of worth to also close the gap between you and monsters as soon as possible. So I'm gonna try to do the challenge in this room, but normally you will actually want to, or you can see how much damage this guy actually deals. So this might not appear to be this much, but as you like stack these things up, it's actually kind of a lot. At least, well, it appears to be a lot to me. Okay, so I can try to start using the glyphs. It's pretty much my first time I'm using a glyph on the faker. Like I'm making a serious attempt to do so. So I'm gonna do the inversion here. I'm gonna pop just failed the challenge because I took too long talking. Jesus, this sucks. But regardless, I don't think I was like going to do this challenge anyway, because you really need to close the gap, and you need to do it quick, because especially the bombers are like a pain in the ass, and you do want to get rid of those guys as soon as possible. As you can see, there are totems here. I think they call artifacts actually. I have no idea why I remember them as totems. Well, they look like totems anyway. So depending on the nature of this artifact, they give various buffs. So green artifacts, as you can see, give critical hits. Okay, so I actually have to play my turn right now. I'm gonna do the 2 jumps, and we'll see how far does it get me. Probably have to walk the entire distance anyway. Yeah. Okay. So green artifacts are not like this important to kill, because they don't give any important stats. But like the red artifacts, they give no, that's not it. So those monsters can basically activate those by hitting them, and one monster can activate them for the entire team. So blue artifacts are really valuable. It's really important to kill the blue ones, because those give monsters resistances, and you want to kill them as soon as possible. I mean the monsters. So blue actually is worth targeting. I don't think I'm gonna do it right now, because I have an opportunity to kill this guy. This is exactly what I'm gonna do. I don't want any more turns with the bow. Okay, never mind. Like, really sucks when I'm talking and recording at the same time. I should really focus right now, because I'm making some silly mistakes. So this guy is dead regardless. I failed another challenge, by the way. It's not dead. I don't have range. This is really disturbing for me. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do the swap. Well, if I get behind him, it's like still doesn't really matter, because I don't have enough AP to kill him. It's not his first turn next time anyway. Yeah, like, you should try to kill the blue artifacts if possible. Because they're really a pain in the ass. And moreover, like, work miners have an ability to blind your teammates. It's worth noting, because you don't really want your teammates blinded, do ya? Okay. So as you can see, even if you kill a relic, it will actually still okay, no. If you kill a relic, it removes the entire buff, because there's one relic here, and actually, if a monster does activate a relic, it affects all the other relics of the same type too, apparently. So what I'm gonna do here is actually attempt to kill the remaining one. It's the one which we've got here. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, so this one is actually dead. Which is this is a bit annoying, because those monsters do reduce your range to the minimum. So, well, yeah, you basically are limited to your base cast range, even to those values way below the base cast range. Okay, so this one makes random work artifact appear. I don't really want to work on both, but I would appreciate if I could actually manage this challenge. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna kill the blue artifact, because it's driving me crazy, and I wasted the entire turn. Again, I can get out of the field. Jesus, it's so disturbing. I should stop talking right now. I'll just say things which I find interesting, and I'll skip the rest, I guess. Okay, so bombers actually don't have that high earth resistance, so this is one of the reasons why earth characters aren't completely useless here. But every other Bwork here does have this high, or even incredibly high, earth resistance. So yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to say. Really, there's nothing else to it. Oh, it's worth noting that you can actually walk over the relics too. Another side note is that Bwork warriors do actually have quite a decent resistance removal aura, so they can actually debuff your characters. So my Catholic currently has like minus 25 resistance from like walking into a single aura. Right. What can I do about this guy? Like try to swap him and kill him with the Enripsa next turn, maybe? Is he 10? Yeah, he is. Apparently. So I'm gonna kill him now. He's 10. Okay, great. Good job, Mike. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't underestimate the monsters here. This is another advice, another piece of advice. So I actually tried to deal damage with the Enripsa, which apparently was a bit of a mistake. So you do want to keep your health up because those monsters are surprisingly strong. Okay, I'm gonna use the crushing wave armor here. Okay, I'm not gonna use it. So I just messed up again. It's just pathetic of me, sorry guys. I forgot I had natural armor on the character. Yeah, this kind of shit happens every time when I try to record, so I am slowly getting used to this. I'll try to kill this now. I think I'm gonna succeed because I successfully gave the guy broke. No. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, Iop can kill him for sure. Despite this high resistance, he can. Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the guy. Just smash his back, actually, his face. Which I intended to do, but failed. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna try to kill the miners now because they're actually having a go on my Faker. So as you can see, actually Cathlips have like really solid damage with those back attacks despite the resistances. So I'm really loving this class. Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm gonna pass the 10. I don't want to deal the lethal damage just yet because because. Try to transposition and kill this one. Here we go, great success. So I can't really dodge. I'm gonna do it, just gonna try to heal what I can. I should have done it differently too. Okay. So I didn't really need to heal for like in like my past dungeon runs, so I don't want to say that I'm new to healing now, but it's a bit more difficult for me to focus on healing and like do the right targeting because I just don't have like lost of all my proficiency with that thing. Okay, so you go down. Yeah, they don't really have any high resistances either. I have no idea why did I hit him for so low. Okay. So this is IOP time. Like so, as you may have noticed already, your primary goal in this dungeon is going to be like removing those blue artifacts, because you can basically live with everything else. Thank you, God the Catholic, for showing up. Okay, I'm gonna try to draw another. This is at the end of the turn, actually. Sadly. And then so basically blue artifacts are the most dangerous ones, but also you might have a little problem with the green ones, because if the bomber does actually hit the green artifact, it gives all the monsters on the battlefield a lot of AP and MP as well, so they can actually attack multiple times. It stacks up, so it's a bit dangerous. You can basically get obliterated during one turn if you let the bomber hit the green artifact, so don't do that. And this will be it for like general tactics, so see you in a while, guys. We'll do the boss room. Okay, so we got to the boss room. I need to clarify two things right now. First of all, the AP and MP is actually given via the yellow token, the yellow artifacts, not the green ones, like I said before. So this is my bad. So basically, a monster attacks an artifact, and by the same token, they are actually activating its special ability. So some of those totems do actually give it some passive bonuses. So for instance, the blue ones will actually, I think, provide all the monsters in the area with some resistance bonus passively, and when they get activated, the bonus actually increases. So this is how I believe it works right now. So your priorities in every combat will be blue totems, blue artifacts, as they give resistances, and this absolute priority, like a must kill, is going to be the yellow one, because it can create so much threat to your team. Okay, so there's also one monster which appears in the last room and in the last room, and it's actually available to fight outside of the dungeon too. So this is Bwork. These guys are they appear to be really, really strong, but what they actually do is they have one move. They can toss your character, so they can actually change the placement of a given character. That's it. So there's no complexity here at all. So why don't we get to the fight? And I'll try to explain what's going on while the fight progresses. Okay, so the boss of this room is Thork, which is obviously a relation to Thor from the I think Scandinavian mythology. So basically, this guy is he doesn't really pose that much threat, but he has to be killed last. So it's impossible to do this challenge for me. I have to let it go for this run. So Thork is not a threat as such, but the guy is so damn difficult to kill, because every turn, every single monster and every single participant of the fight takes, including the summons, the boss will heal for 10% of its max HP, so it's about 200 HP. It regains every single move. This does include summons, mind you. So what is really important to remember here, therefore, is that you really need to kill everything else prior to killing this guy, unless you have some crazy damage output on all team members, because otherwise he'll just heal up twice every single turn your characters take, because it will heal once for the monsters and then once for the summons as well. So it's real pain in the ass, so to speak. So what you really want to do here is to perform this general cleanup first. So you want to get rid of all the monsters. You don't really want to use the summons unless you want to kill them after you deal with the monsters here, because they'll just increase the healing of the boss, and you don't really want this. So I'm hoping that this dweller will actually die, but I'll have to kill him myself, wasting a turn. But you really can't allow any summons on the battlefield, so I don't think, when you're trying to kill the boss. So I don't think that Osamodas is welcome in the party which is trying to kill Thork because of that. So what you really want to do here is focus the monsters down. That's not really difficult once you get the grasp of the combat mechanics. But it's still like a bit annoying fight because you have to somehow deal with Thork. He has kind of a solid damage, nothing too like excessive, but he can hit if you let him be. So what I suggest to do here is basically deal with the guy using a Sacria, so you can actually drag him to some some isolated place, which means that he will be far away from your characters, and then you can try to kill him. Always an option. I mean, you can try to tank him so that he can't like ruin the fight for you, because he'll just add up this AoE damage. So he's like, he doesn't have like single target burst. His damage is like focused on the AoE. So what I'm gonna try to do here is basically like approach the guy. Maybe attract him. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna attract him. I'm gonna just try to keep him tanked as long as this fight goes. I don't have a shield from the fake. I could have done the shield, so the lower level groups like need some kind of protection on their tank so that the tank can actually do their tank duty. My Sakura is like 2000 HP over 2k, so his resistances are pretty decent too, and Thork deals air damage, so there's not such a huge threat at all. You can see I locked him, so he can't really act. I don't think he'll be able to do a thing during this fight at all, so a huge win for me. So right now I'm gonna like use my Enripsis Stan to get rid of all the of the bomber before it's Stan. I'm not sure if Faker's glyph can kill him, so I'm gonna do the like finish him off right now. So now Faker's Stan, I think I'll try to like make use of those glyphs correctly this time. So I did the... No, I made a mistake again. Jesus Christ, this sucks. Like, I've been leveling the Faker prior to this fight, like to this dungeon, so I don't really have the full grasp of the mechanics. But since I have a full set for her right now, like she's completely viable in combat, I'm actually trying to learn the mechanics right now, so how to use the glyphs properly and so on and so forth. So pretty interesting side note though, Fakers are really like interesting mechanics wise. I think I used to have a Zealot too, and Zealots aren't like this complex. I'd say that Fakers are basically the most complex class in the game, in my opinion. So like the amount of things they can do is like really really disturbing. Like they can do a lot of things. Like every single action they take like requires a lot of focus, and you can make mistakes. So you're not really allowed to err playing a Faker, because this will just punish you. I keep misclicking. I wanted to use teleportation flags so that I could move the glyphs. I did something a bit different, so yeah, it didn't go as I planned. Okay, so I'm finishing off the monsters really soon. Another note, however, is that you really shouldn't waste your Wakfu points here. So you would prefer to deal with the monsters using your non-Wakfu spells, if they're like those spells which are your main damage sources. So this is the case with my Cufflip. Right. What do we have here? Is that totem there? I'm not really sure. Okay, I don't think there's anything interesting in this. I'm just gonna try to deal with some range damage. I don't really have that much range damage potential. I'm gonna try to tank up. So I'm gonna stack this coagulation. I'm gonna try to like face tank this guy for as long as I can, so that he doesn't deal too much damage to my team. I will have to let him go eventually, because like I need him to be exposed from all sides. So this isn't the perfect positioning for the guy, but for this stage of the fight it will do. So as you can see, the guy is completely locked. He just doesn't even try to move right now, which is exactly what you are after. And yeah, this is like perfect situation for the combat. Even lower level parties are like really should try to get the guy locked for good if possible, and like to have him isolated from the party, because like Sakura is really difficult to kill if he stacks this coagulation, even if he doesn't have sanguine armor leveled. So this isn't a big issue if the Sakura is just useless for the duration of the combat, if you prevent this AoE damage, because it's like it's gonna add up, and if your Enripsa isn't like really top tier, if it doesn't wear like this really great gear, you might eventually face a situation where you dealt much more damage than you can sustain. So I did have this situation with my first run. I almost died because of that, because like all my characters ended up with like 200 HP. So you don't want to do this. You want to like turtle through this fight. You don't want to take this additional AoE damage at all. So you'll basically aim for having the guy locked for as long as possible, and like you will try to kill the monsters first, perhaps. Okay, I'm gonna try to like deal damage to this guy without wasting the Wakfu points, because it's like, okay, it's like a bit tough. I think I should actually start taking damage, because I want to stack on this anger. Is there a monster there? No, there's like, I think this is like a tree or brush, so yeah. I'm gonna like pass 10. So I do actually want to take damage on this guy, because I do want to stack. Oh, he actually dodged me. This was a bad idea. I should have kept stacking the Sakura's food. Shit. Yeah, it's like, it's not a problem for me right now, because my party is like really out leveling this dungeon, outscaling it slightly at least right now. If you want to farm it, like level 70 is a must, because it's like, if you don't have this significant level, it's not viable. Like, you will waste way too much time. You could probably finish a little easier dungeon twice in the same time, which you used to do a Bwork Dungeon run. But at level 70 you are like pretty fast. Like, you can clear the dungeon pretty quickly, and this means that you can actually try to farm this dungeon efficiently. You can like get a lot of money from this, because like there are a few truly valuable items we drop from this one. Okay, I'm gonna try to swap the Sakura. I'm gonna get some decent setup here, I think. So actually getting Thork stuck in such place is pretty good, because I can hit him from all sides. So I'm just gonna get Sakura there, surround Thork, because like I don't really need, like, I think I need like one more 10 to finish all the mobs. So I'm gonna just try to leap twice even. I kill Black Warrior. Yeah, I got a bit lucky, because there are no blue artifacts. There were no blue artifacts on the map at all, I think. So this is really good for me, because this means that I can actually like make the most of my abilities. Like, I don't get this resistance buff on the monsters, which is really disturbing when you are trying to deal the damage. Okay, I think I'll just push this guy back and try to face tank the boss. I don't think he's even gonna try to. Yeah, I thought he wouldn't be trying to dodge. So as you can see, this AoE damage is pretty solid. So once you once you start hitting the guy, you will suffer a bit. But this extraordinary damage was also caused by this poison field here, which actually removes resistances from my characters. So this won't happen on a regular basis, I think. It will only occur if you actually stand in this poison field, but like you won't be doing this if you like try to kill the boss first, like kill all the monsters first and then approach the boss. So not a big issue. Okay, so I think I'm gonna finish this monster, deal some damage to this guy. I also should try to like get rid of the summon right now. It's only on 83 HP, so this shouldn't be a biggie. But like, you really want all the summons dead, because they will just heal up the boss, and this will like reduce your combat efficiency greatly. Like, it shouldn't be a big issue for my group, because I have enough damage to like deal with the boss regardless. But for those lower level groups, if they want to start hitting the boss, they should really get rid of all the summons. Okay, so like, the boss is stand like this way, I think, so I'm gonna leave behind, like start with the damage. I have got the Kaflip card, so this means that I can like really DPS the guy hard, like DPT the guy hard actually. Yeah, happens. So I'm actually going to, I can't use Smasher here, so this is a bit of an issue. I wanted to reduce the guy's healing a bit. Again, not a big problem. Okay, so I'm gonna try to turn him. Or actually not. He's gonna move anyway, so it's useless to turn the guy. Oh, he actually has like very high air resistance. I didn't notice it before. I think that his resistances might like vary depending on fights, because I remember him having like extremely high resist to F last 2 times around this dungeon. Okay, so you can see he heals up. He actually healed all the damage I've dealt to him so far. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop, right? So fire damage comes through nicely. 190. So actually, if you can deal like 100 damage per turn per character to this guy, it's gonna be like maybe not a huge success, but still something. Okay, I actually failed terribly. I can't move the end neutral, so I can't like DPT. I wasted a 10 effectively, yeah. But now it's like IOPS 10, and IOPS have this sick damage output. So I'm not really worried. Okay, so as you can see, like 800 damage coming from the IOP alone. But like this amazing Ikaflip stand got entirely negated right there. Huh. How did the AP go away? I think that the boss could actually do that somehow. So regardless, like, I'm dealing some damage, as you can see. I'm gonna try to swap him right now. Okay, he's gonna unleash the lightning on me and spawn red artifact. Doesn't really bother me at all. So if you can, you really should try dealing damage as an Enripsa at this stage of the fight, because like, you, even if you don't like out damage his sustain, you can like negate a part of it at least. So it's a really good idea to try to do so. So again, I'm positioned behind the guy. It's pretty low fire resistance, so you can try that. Yeah, works like a charm. So the neutral stand. Do I have all the stacks I want? Yeah, I do. So I can basically go here. If I can kill him this turn, I will, I think, because like, what the heck, why not? No, I can't. 490 HP, I don't think the Kaflip can do this. Especially with this card, Joe, Jesus. Okay. Oh, very unlucky, but Yeah, I think this will be over this turn. Okay, he does throw the hammer and so on, but like it's not really gonna hurt my team a lot. You can see the damage is like 100 or something. So this is like much less than in the Trenchment dungeon. So like damage output of the monsters here is not this high. But on the other hand, it's like you really need this to be certain that you can deal enough damage to kill the boss. It took me like really a lot of turns to do that in my previous runs actually, but so it's all the matter of like your efficiency. Okay, I think he's dead. No, why aren't you dead? Okay, he's dead right now, regardless. Okay. So yeah, I didn't do any challenges because it's like they weren't really doable for my party. I can't start with killing Thork. I need like, okay, the drop is like just disappointing, but yeah. XP is nice. You can like spam this dungeon if you like level 70 something. So I hope you can see the point in this. So you can drop Thork's hammer, which gives you AP at level 75 as a weapon. This is like a very unique thing. Like the Thork set is also a very decent earth/fire set of gear as well, so it's like worth trying to do this dungeon, I think. Okay, so I hope that I helped you, I clarified something regarding this dungeon. So thank you for watching guys, and see you in the next episodes. Enjoy!